noise of the government saying, you know what, we've made a mistake here. For example, the DNA reports from these so-called grenades that they recovered from my RV oddly have a bunch of DNA on it, but none of it's mine, none of it's my dog's, and none of it's my carpet's. And that's in a report that they gave to me to read, and yet they're not saying, you know, maybe these aren't Mr. Brown's grenades. Let's all just go our separate ways and pretend that we never tried to set him up.
That's, they set up the wrong guy.
Well, don't say that, Chauncey, because then it'll charge you with making threats against the government.
Listen, you know me. Listen, you know me. I love the FBI. I love the government.
You are their biggest fan. Every time I see Chauncey, he's got a big I heart the FBI T-shirt on.
That's it. I'm pro government.
But let me tell you this. At one point during one of my multiple attempts to get my Eighth Amendment a bond, which if you're not familiar with the Bill of Rights, you should definitely read them now because you're going to need them soon. But the Eighth Amendment said that the government cannot grant excessive bond. Well, no bond is excessive. And so, but during one of those hearings, my attorney on the phone call with the prosecuting attorney literally posed a question to her and said, do you really think Mr. Brown doesn't deserve bond? I mean, come on, this guy has no criminal history? And she's like, absolutely, he does not. And he's like, what possible reasoning do you think that he doesn't deserve bond? And he said that her direct quote, and he was dead serious because this disturbed even him. He said that he said to her, she said to him over the phone, Mr. Brown disrespects the government.
You can't make this stuff up.
When you disrespect the government, you deserve to be locked away.
You have 1 minute remaining.
When you disrespect the government, American people, you deserve to be locked away indefinitely, pre-trial, so that you cannot build your defense, so that you cannot see the evidence against you, because it is blasphemy to disrespect the government. How dare me?
You have about 40 seconds left, Jeremy. If you'd like to share some more, please do, and then I'll close out after you're done.
Well, Chauncey, my message to the American people is it's not enough to read it in the paper. It's not enough to watch it on the TV. It's time to get out there, let your voices be heard, find your God-given talent, the one thing that you love to do, that you're good at, and apply it to this fight, because it is a fight, and if you don't get involved now, it's going to be much, much worse later.
Jeremy, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on the show.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Okay, everyone, that was Jeremy Brown at Pinellas County. We heard the truth, exactly what's going on. He's not being held as a result of what happened on January 6th. Wow. This is what our American government is doing to patriots, citizens. The most ironic thing is that our government wants to impose its will upon American citizens, yet give free will to illegal aliens. They want to let them vote. They want to give them Medicare. They want to give them freebies. Give them a driver's license. People, there's something wrong here in our country today. When you can come across this border illegally and get everything, yet if you're a patriot, you're an American citizen, and if you stand up for what is right, you are a threat to the government. People, just because, we may have a good job, a nice car, and we live in a cushy neighborhood, it doesn't mean that we arrive. Someone out there is suffering. Someone out there is paying the price for you to live the way you do. So Jeremy's message about all of us standing up and fighting back is critical. We all have a role to play in saving our country. We have no business complaining if we're not in the game fighting to save our country. We should all be standing up for what is right and not as what's popular. I want to thank all of my listeners for tuning in tonight. This was a very informative podcast, very heartfelt, and very real. Wednesday, myself and my co-host Jared Tomasi will be here. I'm sure he's tuning in now in queue. And we're going to talk about this interview, and we're going to talk about future interviews. And these are the type of things that Jared and I, who is a veteran, this is what we want to do. We want to bring reality to the American people. This is not about politics. This is not about trying to make money. This is about speaking truth to power. This is about sidestepping the mainstream media and giving the people the truth. The truth hurts. The truth is real. It's not fluff talk. People are being hurt when they stand up for the truth. Jeremy's been in jail for 130 days. Nothing to do with January 6th, but for standing up for what is right, people. And we know throughout history, anybody that stands up for what's right has been jailed or killed. Martin Luther King, everyone. We can look at John F. Kennedy. But what is the purpose for living if you do not stand up for what is right and wrong? I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I hope everybody has a safe and blessed evening. And please tune in on Wednesday at 9 o'clock for American First Patriot Podcast with Jarrett and myself, Chauncey Brown. You can find us all the time on LinkedIn, chopping it up. But we hope that you will start joining us here every Wednesday for an hour show from 8 to 9. We're going to have people call in. You want to share your experiences with us. We're here to listen. We're here to be a voice for all of the American people. And I want to thank my friend and co-host Jared for wanting to embark upon this mission with me. I want to thank him for his service to this country as being a veteran. I want to thank him again for wanting to stand up and join the fight with me in saving our nation. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Chauncey Brown. We'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you very much. Have a good night. And remember, keep the faith. Good night now.